Hi, everyone. You're listening to Radio Cherry Bombe, and I'm your host, Kerry Diamond, coming to you from New York City. Today's guest is Jennifer Fisher, and I am thrilled to welcome her back to the pod. You might know Jennifer as the designer behind her namesake jewelry line, which includes her famous hoop earrings and has been worn by the likes of Selena Gomez and Michelle Obama. But there's another side to Jennifer. She is a big foodie and wellness enthusiast. Her food journey began because, quite frankly, she was feeling like shit. Pardon my French. Stuff like brain fog, low energy, feeling puffy all the time. Fast forward, she's learned a lot about what foods work for her, and she wants to share what she's learned with all of us. Jennifer was on the show last year when she was in the middle of shooting her cookbook. Well, that cookbook is out tomorrow. It's called Trust Your Gut, Anti-Inflammatory Recipes for Feeling Unstoppable. And it is very Jennifer, stylish, bold, and honest. Jennifer joins me in just a minute to talk about what it means to trust your gut, reading labels, her snack obsession, why she'll never be a real housewife, and some recipes from the book she'll be making for the holidays. Fun fact, Jennifer makes Thanksgiving dinner for 30 to 40 people every year. So if you're looking for some healthy swaps for the holidays, she's got you covered. Stay tuned for my chat with the always entertaining Jennifer Fisher. Early bird tickets are on sale for Cherry Bombe's next Jubilee Conference, which is happening in New York City on Saturday, April 25th. It's an amazing day of connection and community and great food and drink. It's also one of the biggest gatherings of women in and around the food space in the whole United States. We've had so many incredible speakers over the years. Folks like Martha Stewart, Ina Garten, Molly Boz, Sophia Rowe, Padma Lakshmi, Caroline Chambers, even Gloria Steinem. To learn more, head to cherrybombe.com. Early bird tickets are available through December 31st. If you're a Bombe Squad member or paid Substack subscriber, check your inbox for a special discount. One more thing, if you're a Shop My creator, you can share an affiliate link for Jubilee. Use Snapshop or the link creator on Shop My, or just snag the link in our show notes. Any Jubilee questions? Email us at info@cherrybombe.com. We'd love to see you at Jubilee in New York City. Now, let's check in with today's guest. Jennifer Fisher,
Hi.
Welcome back to Radio Cherry Bombe.
Hi, friend. Thanks for having me back. I'm so happy to be back here. I had the best time with you last time.
Before we talk food, tell us about your day job, because you do have a very serious day job.
I'm a jewelry designer, and I have been for 20 years, and just celebrated my 20-year anniversary in jewelry, which is crazy. Opened my first Madison Avenue store on 85th and Madison. Now we've got 3 stores, which is really exciting.
Oh, my gosh. You've got Soho, Upper East Side, and you've got
Beverly
Los
Hills.
Angeles.
And we're moving our Beverly Hills store next to Erewhon, where everyone likes to go in LA because
that's convenient.
It's good for the foot traffic. We're moving to Beverly, which is going to be great. I'm really, really excited. That's opening the first week of December.
Congratulations on 20 years
Thank
and
you.
the 3 locations. That's amazing. I cannot even imagine what the price of gold and tariffs is doing to your business.
It's been so challenging. It's just having to, well, the worst part of it too is we've decided, as we've, celebrated 20 years, that we're going, fine jewelry first again. Yes, I am known as the Queen of Hoops to a lot of people for fashion jewelry, but first and foremost, our company and my business was founded upon customizable fine jewelry. And it really started in 14 karat, and now we're moving to 18 karat for a lot of things. And then, of course, now this gold market, the tariffs, and we just moved manufacturing overseas. It's just sort of like we got hit by a bus this year. So it's just having to right side all of that and get through it, which we are. We had a meeting yesterday. So we're figuring it out. Everybody's going through it. You've got to remember that too. No matter what your business is, we're all kind of going through it together. So that's why it's, I don't feel alone here. But it's an exciting time. Listen, there's a lot going on.
That is one way to put it, Jennifer Fisher.
Yeah.
It is an exciting time. All right, let's talk about Trust Your Gut. You said something in the intro that I bet a lot of us can relate to. I mean, there was a lot in the intro, but this one line in particular, you wrote, "I used to be exhausted most of my waking life."
Mm-hmm. I was.
Let that sink in, everybody. I used to be exhausted most of my waking life. I think a lot of us feel that way.
It's a terrible feeling. You're tired already. And so why are you piling that on? Like, if you could remove something that's making you feel that way. I tell people this story all the time. When I started eating this way, I said, I'm going to give myself 3 days, and I'm going to commit to 3 days to eating this way and see how I feel. And by the 3rd day, it was literally like a rock had been lifted off my head, and I was filled with energy, and it's addictive. And that's why I continued it. And that's why I want everyone to learn this. I messed around with for so many years doing, different programs and different vitamins and this, that, and the other and medications and thinking that was going to solve it when really all it was simplifying what I was putting in my body. And it was literally like I got put on a rocket ship. My book is a toolbox for people. That's what I want it to be. I want to give people all the tips and tricks and all the stuff that I went through because I wasted a lot of money on bad items that I tried to, bad dairy-free cheeses and things like that. So I've got my favorites in there. How to stock your house, how to stock your pantry, how to use your freezer.
It was interesting also reading about how you got exposed to diet culture kind of young and your mother took you somewhere.
Correct.
And it was really that sort of like heavy carb moment when people didn't really understand that you shouldn't be taking in all these processed carbs. It was also an ultra-processed food moment.
It was like the Diet Center, and it was this big thing back then.
And that's literally what it was called, right?
Yes, it was called the Diet Center, and my mom took me there because I went away to boarding school when I was a junior, and I came back very puffy from eating mozzarella cheese and molasses and fresh bread and all those kind of things every morning. And she was just like, let's just try to make you feel better. She was just trying to do her best of what she knew. My mom was always trying to help me. It wasn't like she stuck me on some restrictive diet. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's try it. And I felt better, for a little bit, but it felt like I had lost what had been put on. But then it was sort of this like diet culture for the rest of my life. I was always sort of like, okay, what bars can I eat? What doctor, what program can I go on? What can I do to try to not feel puffy and terrible all the time? But this was also before I knew that I had Hashimoto's. Mm-hmm. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's after that. Then once I found that out also, that sort of added to it of like, oh, this is also is causing this.
Are you and Bobby Brown friends?
Yeah.
Do you know Bobby?
Of course.
She talked a little bit about diet culture when she came on the show because she was on diet pills as a teenager. And it wasn't until she passed out cold one day because she got hooked on them and was getting extras, fulfilled at the pharmacy without her mother's knowledge.
Really scary. Mm-hmm. I think it's just the time that we grew up in. You're using these like processed things to fuel yourself, thinking that you're doing the right thing because there's the X amount of grams of protein in it and a small amount of sugar. So you think, oh, it's a protein bar. I'm being healthy. I'm getting my protein in. But then you can't read the rest of the ingredients. I always say if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it.
You are the queen of reading labels.
I am.
And I think about you all the time when I'm in a grocery store and I pick up a bag. How much sugar is in everything is shocking. It's one thing if you decide I want a piece of cake. There's sugar in it. You just make peace with that.
Right.
But hummus, I think we talked about this last time. Like I picked up hummus. I was up in Maine. It was red pepper hummus. And sugar was one of the first ingredients. And I was like, what the heck?
Why?
Wheat bread. How many breads have sugar as one of the main ingredients?
It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I eat sugar. I just eat coconut sugar. And if I eat cake, I'll eat cake.
It's a choice.
It's a choice, If I can have a coconut sugar almond flour cake, I love that. It's an acquired taste.
But how many people are picking up things in the supermarket that they think is healthy?
Everybody.
And not realizing how much sugar is in it.
It's really starting to become more popular. And I'm hoping that with this book, too, I can also raise awareness for people that when you're just pause at the grocery store. Don't rush. I like to go to the grocery store on Friday nights. I'm kind of a geek, so I can read the labels. And that's when I find my best products. It's like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, I am a grocery store nerd in the same way. I should say to people, because I know some people might be rolling their eyes like, why are we talking about all these foods that you can't eat? This is a food show. It's about celebrating food. You are a big foodie. There's a whole list of stuff that you don't eat, but there's a whole list of stuff that you do.
I eat everything. I eat meat. I eat pork. I eat shellfish. I eat everything.
You drink, like you said.
I drink.
Yep.
I do everything. I do all of that, but I'm just super mindful. When I go out to restaurants, if I'm going to have a piece of fish, because I eat a lot of raw bar, if I have a piece of fish, I ask them to please cook it in pure olive oil. Because a lot of people don't know that when you go to a restaurant a lot of time, it's a blend. It's canola oil and it's olive oil because it's more cost effective. Just be careful and just be mindful and be kind to whoever is serving you in a restaurant and ask them to please do that for you. And they will. It's becoming much more of a thing now. And I think more restaurants are even just using olive oil now.
True.
Avocado oil.
I am just laughing thinking of when I had my restaurants, if one of the servers came back and said, the lady on table 10 wants this cooked in pure olive oil. I think some of the chefs might have rolled their eyes.
Or spit in food.
No, I don't think people do that. They just would have rolled their eyes.
I feel like they're getting used to it now, though, so maybe they're just not. They're not as annoyed by it because they're just like, oh, one of them.
Or you know where to go now.
But I just try to also go to restaurants that's what they do. Mm-hmm. Mediterranean restaurants, Greek restaurants, a lot of restaurants, they're automatically doing it. I eat a lot of raw bar. I eat everything. I love pulled pork. It's probably one of my favorite foods. It's in the cookbook. I eat tacos. I just use cassava tortillas. I do it all. I eat it all. But it's just a matter of making some different choices to not feel inflamed.
We'll be right back with today's guest. Cherry Bombe is on Substack. Head to cherrybombe.substack.com. That link is in our show notes to see what we're up to. You can check out stories from our recent Italy issue, snag the most popular recipes from the Cherry Bombe cookbook, and get updates on virtual and IRL events, like our upcoming talk with Shop My founder Tiffany Lipinski and our special evening with author and legendary makeup artist Bobby Brown. While you're there, you can subscribe to our free Friday newsletter or our free Saturday baking newsletter. Again, that's cherrybombe.substack.com. Why did a jewelry designer want to write a cookbook?
Because I am my own person and it doesn't make any sense. And I said this the other day. I was saying, why do I have to be the jewelry designer that automatically makes shoes in a handbag? Because I'm in accessories. It's random, but I make salt too. And it's just me. I can't help it. It's what I love.
You're a big sharer.
Yes.
That's a hard word to say, sharer.
Sharer. I don't gatekeep.
You don't gatekeep. That's an easier way to put it.
Say that
you
instead.
You don't gatekeep.
Yes.
Were you always like that?
I think so. I feel like I've always been pretty transparent. And some people might feel that I'm aggressive. I'm just honest. It's easier to be honest and to tell people what you think and how you feel or what you're doing. Telling the truth is easier than lying. Why not just tell the truth? Once you tell the truth, it's very freeing. There's no reason to not talk about anything.
The truth will set you free, people, in case you've never heard that before.
Exactly.
How was the process of writing a cookbook?
It was hard.
It's a bitch to write a cookbook.
It's hard. I'm not diagnosed, but I definitely feel like I'm a high-performing ADHD. My father had it. I'm so easily distracted. My husband, Kevin, helped me do it. He's amazing and pulls me back in. And it's like, okay, Jen, we've got to get these head notes done. Jen, I didn't hire a writer, so I did it with Kevin. And I really I wanted to be my own voice. When I did the pitch for the cookbook, I had hired someone and it just didn't feel like it was me. It didn't sound right. And I think my voice is specific. And so I wanted to make sure that it was me. I also wanted my head notes to be short. I don't like novel head notes. I don't have the attention span for it. I wanted a photo with every single recipe. That was very important to me as well. And to have it just to the point. We don't have a lot of time. I'm busy. You're busy. I'm working. A lot of people are mothers. A lot of people are whatever, just don't have a lot of time. Let's be straight and to the point and get into this cookbook and give people easy recipes to feel better that they can make quickly anytime.
The title, Trust Your Gut, self-explanatory. I know you and I both love that term.
Well, it's how I live my life. I literally listen to, and every time that I haven't listened to myself or trusted my gut, it's been the wrong decision. But we went through a lot of different titles. I wanted to call it Salty Bitch. That's what I really wanted to call it. Maybe that'll be number 2. I really wanted to call it Salty Bitch. And then it just went through a few different iterations of things, and it just came to me. I was like, wait a minute, this is so simple. I say this all the time. And it just happened to be about gut health. Boom, There's the title.
People ask me, what do all the folks in the Cherry Bombe universe have in common? And I'm like, they're women who have learned to trust their gut. Or some of you were born that way. But a lot of us had to learn to trust our guts.
My dad taught me that. My mom taught me that too. Both my parents were big role models to me of listen to yourself, do what's right for you. And I try to do that as a parent to my kids. Case in point, my daughter, she got into the school that I went to, which is USC, and then she also got into University of Michigan and some other schools. And, I really wanted to go to USC, but she made the choice for herself, and is at Michigan, and she is so happy there. She trusted her gut and she went with what she wanted to do. She was sort of wavering. You could tell she couldn't really make up her mind and she wasn't sure what she wanted to do, and she was on the fence. She really committed to both schools and then made her decision for herself. And looking at her now, she's happy because she trusted her gut. My son too.
You mentioned your dad. I know how much you adored your dad, Papa John.
Papa John.
He's one of the dedications.
Yes, he
in
is.
the book.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about him.
He was amazing. My mother taught me how to cook. I would watch her. She was always the sous chef for my father. My father was a big griller. I grew up in Santa Barbara, California, always cooking, tri-tip, some big piece of meat, ribs, chicken wings, always grilling, always having people over, but cooking really simple recipes. And my mom was always in the kitchen. She was always cooking dinner, and she has her famous lasagna, her famous chili, and her famous banana bread now, all of these things. I watched them together as a couple doing this my entire life, and it rubbed off on me in a way that just food is love, and food doesn't have to be complicated, and people just want simple things like the salt and pepper ribs and the wings that are in there that my dad used to do on his grill. I now do in my broiler in New York City. You don't need a barbecue. It's about making simple, easy things that are delicious. My father used to famously oversalt his food, and so it's funny that I make salt now. It's a running joke in my family. It would always be like, Dad, please don't oversalt the ribs. Please don't and he just loved salt so much.
That's why the next book does have to be called Salty Bitch then.
Right?
You write in the book that he taught you how to not give a fuck what other people think.
He did. My mom did too. My mom taught me, you only have one chance to make a first impression. That's my mom's motto, be on time, do everything right, follow through. If you say you're going to do something, follow through. And my father taught me the hustle. My father taught me the work ethic. It was always about working. I wanted this specific dress when I was in high school to wear to prom. My dad was like, great, go get a job. I got a job at the dress store and I lied about my age. I was 15, you're supposed to be 16. And I ended up being the best sales girl at that store. And my dad drove me to the Beverly Center and I bought that dress. I want to start instilling that into my kids now. When I graduated college, my mom handed me a stack of bills and was like, get a job. Of all the excess things that I had purchased at the Chevron station on their credit card, like DL, like alcohol or whatever, things like that, the snacks, all the extra stuff. She's like, these were not approved. So now get it. And it was a lot of money. So I had to go get a job. I think it's important to instill those things in your children too. And just in life, you got to work for it.
All right. I want to go to some of your non-negotiables. We mentioned reading labels is a big non-negotiable for you. You also love to pack your own lunch.
I do.
I am a big bring your lunch to work person.
I think it's really important to pack your lunch. You know exactly what's in it. It saves money and you feel great. I make these jar salads. They're in the book. And I'm actually going to make one on the Today Show on Monday with Savannah. And I get excited about these because you can take your leftovers, and leftovers should not be taboo. I make chicken meatballs or whatever, chicken thighs or whatever it is that I've made the night before. I chop those up and I throw that into a jar. I put the dressing in the bottom. Then I put something hearty on top of it, like an avocado that's not going to absorb the dressing, whatever roasted vegetable I have left over, and then my protein, and then whatever lettuce or cabbage. I love cabbage. Cabbage is the secret to the packed lunch because it doesn't go bad like romaine and other lettuces. It stays in your fridge forever. I'm a huge cabbage fan for salads.
I like kale for that reason.
It's funny. I'm not a giant kale girl.
Huh. Okay.
I find it hard to chew.
Do you massage it first?
I was just talking to Melissa about this. Baked by Melissa. We were talking about massaging, and she doesn't like to massage greens. I kind of agree. I don't really eat a lot of kale. But she finally shreds her kale, which I like too. I'm just not a kale girl.
If you don't love kale,
I like arugula.
You do have to massage your kale. So you just have to pour some oil in it and then work first, okay, here's what you do.
Right.
You clean the kale, rinse it and dry it, and then peel it or cut it from the thick rib in the middle, and then definitely chop it finely.
Right.
And then you want to pour some olive oil in it and really work it in. It sounds weird, but trust me. You want to work it in.
It's delicious.
And it just makes it easier to eat. And I do the same thing. I love a mason jar salad filled with leftovers and whatever I have in the fridge. And kale holds up really, really, really well.
Do you put lemon on it or you just do olive oil? So what's your lunch?
Kale. I love radish. I'll chop up some radish, whatever roast seasonal vegetable I have, whatever leftover protein I have, or like a soft-boiled egg. And then, I don't know, whatever else I have, some nuts or something. I'll pour a little extra olive oil in. Then I'll shove a lemon wedge, or I'll squeeze some lemon on there. And that's it. And I just put the top on.
But doesn't it feel good to eat something that you know every single thing that's in it? The mystery of ordering lunch to me is just not a roulette thing that I really like to play anymore. You don't know exactly how the protein's cooked or what's in it. I know a lot of restaurants are seed oil free now, which is great. I could tell you the few that I do like to order from too, but sometimes for dinner if I don't feel like making dinner. But I'm a big believer in packing your own lunch. And because I don't know, it makes me feel good. There's something about it that is soothing and therapeutic. I know that my day is going to be great because I look forward to it.
Same.
Right?
Well, for me, it's economical. Lunch is very expensive in New York City, and I love going to the farmer's market. That's kind of my favorite thing. We have one on Sundays in my neighborhood. I love to go and get stuff and meal prep.
I'm with you, sister.
Yeah.
I love it. And I just think more people should pack their lunches. And I think you pack it in glass, too. That's another thing I like to pack in glass, not in plastic.
It's kind of my hobby. I mean,
I was saying, at the end of my day, there's nothing that I'm not dying to go to the gym. I'm dying to go home and chop an onion and start. Because for me, I don't go to therapy. I cook. And I went through a little therapy when my dad died. It calms me down because I'm high strung. And so at the end of the day, it's a freedom of creativity that I don't have at work every day because work is stressful. And yes, there are creative days. Like today, I get to have a creative afternoon, which is exciting. A lot of days it's business. And that creative outlet, like doing this book, Kerry, I can't even tell you how therapeutic it was for me and how amazing it was for me to be able to be on set. Quentin Bacon shot it, who's incredible, and he was amazing. to be on set and to be creative. This book process was amazing.
Oh, there's a cute picture of you in the end of the book with all the pictures hanging up on the wall, and you look so happy. I was like, that is such a good picture, Jennifer.
I was so happy.
I could see in her face. Okay, a few other things. You're a healthy snack queen. You talk a lot about healthy snacks in this. We both love burlap and barrel cinnamon.
Oh, it's the best.
The best cinnamon.
Those guys are so amazing. Their cumin is amazing.
The cinnamon alone, though, the
royal cinnamon.
Royal cinnamon,
yep.
100%.
There's nothing like it.
You love dried herbs. I never use dried herbs.
So for me, the dried herb thing is really something that I started playing with more just from people requesting me on Instagram, for people that don't keep fresh herbs in their house. I wanted to give people something easy, like my So Simple, it's the silly chicken thighs. It's dried thyme, it's dried cumin, it's smoked paprika, it's garlic powder, it's onion powder, JF spicy salt, and pepper. That's it. And they are freaking delicious. You throw them on a sheet tray. I prefer now, I get boneless but skin on. And then you drizzle, do you know cured olive oil? It's the best olive oil. Cured olive oil on top of it, female founded, scientist backed. It's like high phenolic, so good for you. Packed in polyphenol, like it's just good for your skin. My husband and I literally chugging olive oil. My husband chugs olive oil, Kevin. Keto
Some
Kev.
nights it's tequila, some nights it's chugging olive oil.
Yeah, and you feel better the nights you chug olive oil.
Okay, so the dried thyme. I love fresh herbs, but fresh herbs are hard if you're not cooking every night. And if you're one person, I do feel like I waste herbs and fresh herbs, and it makes me feel bad.
I always have cilantro and Italian parsley and dill. Those are the three that I always have, that I keep in my glasses, that I trim the stems like little plants, and I keep them in there. And they last really long if you keep them in water in a mug.
Cilantro I struggle with, but dill, I can keep that for a while. And parsley lasts forever.
Do you not like cilantro?
Love cilantro, but I feel like it always turns fast.
I eat so much of it. It's probably my favorite fresh herb. So we go through a lot of it.
You've got a hubby, kids. Unless I have friends over, I'm cooking for myself.
We should talk about this. I'm a free bird because both my kids are in college. So it's just Kevin and I and Tito, my dog. It's sort of this weird freedom that I have of not worrying I'm saving money by not stocking my fridge and having to cook for the troops any longer. But now it's just Kevin and I, and we're pretty sufficient on, a few things of protein that I keep in my freezer. Keep your freezer stocked with ground meat. It's totally cost effective, and I prefer it. I prefer ground chicken and ground turkey to actually cutting through the meat. I don't know, just a thing for me. That's why there's so many ground recipes in my book, but also cost effective.
I loved your freezer page. I was like, oh, that's definitely a mom speaking here.
But it's, you know what? Honestly, for all of us that are busy, it's setting yourself up for success. I have frozen scallops. I have frozen shrimp. I have frozen, wild caught seafood always. I have all of that stuff in there. And
I need a picture of your freezer. I think
I'll show it to you.
Bigger than mine.
No, it's not. But it's curated.
We're going to speed to this next thing. You talked about cooking for the troops. You literally cook for the troops on Thanksgiving. I mean, not literally, but you have 30 to 40 people come over for Thanksgiving. Do you have a lot of people help?
No, 32 people this year. Only my mom. My mom's coming in early. I did this year, though. I'm going to rent tables and chairs, which I kind of don't normally do, but I'm going to rent tables and chairs, and I'm going to make it a little bit more formal because I have my cousins coming from California and my mom's coming and their best friends are coming. I'm really so excited. It was my dad's favorite holiday, and my dad was always carving the turkey. It just makes me so happy. Thanksgiving, it's my favorite holiday. And my mom comes and helps, and it's just us. I don't make it complicated, but I make turkey tacos now.
I wanted to ask,
that.
What's the balance of traditional food versus what I'm going to call Jennifer Fisher food?
Listen, it's Thanksgiving. My sister-in-law brings her sweet potatoes with marshmallows. You don't police people that are bringing things to your house. I'm going to Shabbat tomorrow night to my friend's house. You don't police people for those kinds of things, and I don't expect people to cook for me. So the turkey tacos, I have my cassava tortillas, but I also have little street size for all the kids. The tacos go first. I season the meat, so it's like Thanksgiving turkey, but then I have all the traditional sides, and they go fast. But I do a ham, and I now just do turkey breasts. I don't do a whole bird. And the turkey breasts are in the cookbook. It is so easy. I buy them on Fresh Direct. They're antibiotic-free, but I cover it in butter. But I get French butter.
Do you miss the carving?
No, because I have God, you would die. I was shooting for Maiden, my new website last week, and I literally cut through my finger with my electric knife when I was doing my turkey breast. It's finally healed.
Oh, poor baby.
No, I don't miss it. I still think it's the same thing of carving the turkey breast. I still do it. But I do all the sides. I do Brussels sprouts over green beans.
I made a list of things in the book. You've got grain and dairy-free stuffing. Mm-hmm. So you have people who bring traditional stuff, and you make some traditional stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do my mom's cranberry sauce, and that is with cane sugar. You can use it coconut sugar. But now one of my best friends, it's her favorite thing in the world. I do it with cane sugar. It's the holidays.
You've got cauliflower stuffing.
It's really good.
What makes it stuffing?
It has all of the things that are in stuffing, so it tastes like stuffing. It's literally cauliflower that tastes like stuffing. It is freaking delicious.
You mentioned your Friendsgiving turkey tacos.
Yep.
Those sound great.
Yep.
Anytime gravy.
Yeah.
What's in that?
It's the simplest thing. And yes, you could do it with almond flour. You can do it with regular flour. And it's just fake drippings. It's literally the easiest thing. There's nothing in it.
Anytime gravy is a better title than fake drippings.
Fake dripping. But that's what it is. And it's like all the spices, thyme, and it's got everything in it. You can't really tell the difference.
I need to go buy some dried thyme because I love fresh thyme. Oh my gosh.
You need dried thyme because when you're cooking it, I mean, it's not a giant, foodies are going to kill me for saying this. It's not a giant difference in taste, but maybe my palate is not.
But that's interesting for me because I think I grew up on dusty herbs that my mom, bless you, Mom, kept way past the expiration date. So I think that just kind of scarred me, and I just have avoided dried. You know what? I'm going to check it out because there's so many great spice companies now.
I'm going to show you my spice cabinet, and I keep it ultra fresh, and I keep it very organized and clean.
Okay.
And
Send me a photo.
I have custom little containers with all of the different names on them, and
of course you do.
Yeah, and I keep them. I mean, I go through them, and if I don't go through them, I'll throw them out. A good tip for spice jars like that, you put a little piece of tape on the bottom with the expiration date.
I do that.
I do that with my nuts if I decant them. I do that with flour. I do that with everything.
Yeah. I take the little piece of painter's tape and I put it on the spices and put the date, because how many times are you like, oh, wait, why doesn't this smell like anything? Oh, because you've had it in there for 5 years.
And it's got PTSD of us going through our parents' cabinets. Like I remember when my mom moved and I went through, I was like, I think that these pimentos are from 1980 something.
I found a tin from 1984 in the back of my mother's cabinet. Mom, I'm sorry. Don't listen to this episode.
My mom knows. I give her so much shit
I think I have a photo of it somewhere. I should post it and then she'll really
And then what
kill
was
me.
it? Yeah, there was the red and white spice company. My mom used to buy pepper.
McCormick?
Yeah, McCormick. My mom would buy cracked pepper, like pre-cracked pepper. That's something, forget that. That is like sawdust.
Okay, you've got something called You Won't Ever Make Mashed Potatoes Again.
Oh, it's cauliflower. It's so good. It's delicious. Kevin, my husband, is obsessed with it. So I make it as a side when I make a protein instead of mashed potatoes. It's delicious.
How do you turn cauliflower into a version of mashed potatoes?
Blender.
It's just mashed cauliflower,
It's like
right?
if you blend it. It's literally like in a blender.
In a blender?
In a blender.
Not
you
even
use a food processor. You could eat either
Okay.
one. Same thing.
Okay.
Either one.
What are you flavoring it with?
Do you know Monty's butter?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's great. And she also makes a really good cream cheese.
And they're vegan, right?
Yes, they're vegan.
Yeah.
So if it's for me, I'll do it with that. And if there's people over, I'll do it with real. But I like real French butter. It's not like I don't do it, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Mm-hmm. I like
It's hard for me to give up my Kerrygold, so.
Yeah, no, but same thing. You know what I mean? That's what I'll buy for Thanksgiving, too. It's delicious.
Those are some fun things to make for Thanksgiving. But then we can jump ahead to New Year's Eve and Hanukkah.
Yeah.
You've got cauliflower latkes.
Yes, and those are really, really good, too. It's just cauliflower. And you like fry it in a pan in like avocado oil or olive oil.
And the
with
same
caviar.
accompaniments.
Caviar. I like to use coconut yogurt. And then you've got the caviar and the chives, and to me, it tastes the same. It's delicious.
Come to think of it, I used to love Anita's coconut yogurt, but sadly, that brand doesn't exist
I like
anymore.
Coco June.
Coco June.
And
it's not sweet? There's not like a little
Not really.
sweet note?
Not really. Kulina makes the most neutral one.
Grain-free blinis.
I actually took those. When I went to France with my girlfriends on a trip, I packed those in my suitcase. Swear to God. With my grain-free biscotti, I took them to Caviar Caspia, and they actually warmed them up for me, and they let us eat our caviar with those. They were so nice. True story. I went with my two girlfriends.
A lot sometimes.
I was like, fuck it. I'm going to see if they're going to actually do this at Caviar Caspia. And they did. And they were so nice about it. But those are also just so simple. It's like almond flour. There's like nothing in them. Egg. It's so easy. Everything is easy.
You are so endearing, though. I can see you going into these places and people being happy to do these things for you.
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I got a weird thing here. I kind of don't eat grain. Would you mind? And she's like, no problem.
Has anyone pitched a reality show about you? Have they come to you to say, let's do a reality show? Jennifer Fisher?
We've had some ideas, and, they asked me to be a housewife a lot. They stopped asking me, though, because I said no so many times. They asked me one year to be an LA housewife, a Beverly Hills housewife, and a New York housewife, two different production companies at the same time, I think not knowing they were talking to each other. Because I was like, well, wait, I live in New York. Why are you asking me? They're like, well, you have a store in LA. And then they asked me New York, and then I finally said no, and I think they just stopped. I think it was probably asked me 4 or 5 years in a row.
I feel you don't need all that drama. The show should just be about
That's
you.
not my kind of show. But I think if there was a real show about real businesswomen and even a group of businesswomen friends, I've actually talked to a few of my girlfriends about it who are actually, real. Not that they're not. Sorry. I'm not shading Housewives. I'm not shading any of those people.
That's not the focus of the show.
Right. I think that more of like an entrepreneur of like, what Rachel Zoe did in her first show of like, that was like an amazing TV show. I just think there's room for it. I think people would want to watch it. It's a docuseries of what it really takes to do all of this, and no shade to anyone that's on any of those other shows, but it's not for me.
That's so interesting when you talk about that because I'm always curious how people do their jobs.
Exactly.
Because work can be so hard. Being an entrepreneur can be so hard.
My work is impossible.
I caught up with an old friend who's a CEO with, 600 employees or something. And I was like, oh my God, that hurts my brain.
It's a lot. It's hard. And, they should document what it really takes to do a lot of these businesses behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because it's a bitch.
Yeah. But the nice thing is, and this goes back to you not being a gatekeeper, I think whether it's being a mom, being a wife, just being a human being, running a business, even though social media has changed the world in ways not for the better, I do feel getting a little insight into people's lives has made life a little bit easier in some instances.
I do. I think it's important to show people that it's not easy, that it really does suck a lot of the days. Yesterday, I had a really hard day. I was really anxious. I had so much stress. I had meetings, back-to-back meetings, strategy, cross-functionals of doing the jewelry company. And I'm working on the book tour, and we're trying to finalize that. And I'm launching Maiden in my new website on Sunday, hopefully. I was excited to come and talk to you because it's just relaxing and it's fun. And trying to find the balance is where some days are really, really hard. And that's why I was looking forward today because I got to come see you. I got to do what I did before. I got to do a little cooking. That feeds my soul. Now I go to the office when we're done here and I can go through the rest of the afternoon until 6 o'clock at the office and feel fulfilled. So I think it's important to make sure that you're trying to get those moments in so you can have some sort of a balance because it's not easy.
No.
It's hard.
For all of you out there who agree and feel like life is really hard right now.
Life's really hard.
We're with you.
Yeah.
You wrote something in the book that I absolutely loved and kind of ties into what we just talked about. You said, I will remain curious and vocal until my last breath. I love that because that's one of the things I love about you, that you're so curious.
I am because, you know what, I think it's important to just go and do what you want to do and what is interesting. And what I think is interesting today might not be tomorrow. And I think that's okay because if you learn something new, it might take you in this new direction. Why not go figure out what that is? And if you learn about it and you like it, why can't you go in that direction? I hate people trying to put people in a box of like, you need to do this because you do this. That's bullshit.
But I do think we were always kind of taught that. As a little kid, it's always, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? And it's always geared toward one thing.
What did you want to be?
A lot of different things. I wanted to be an astronaut, a veterinarian. I always knew I wanted to write. I had this little book where every year I had to kind of write about my year. And it was, the typical kid jobs, working with animals, going into space.
I wanted to be an Egyptologist. I was obsessed with Agatha Christie movies and books when I was younger. And there was one book about this Egyptologist. I was like, that is the most incredible job in the world. That's what I want to be.
At least today we know that we're not going to be on these linear paths and we're not just going to be one thing. And Correct. You are such a shining example
Thank you.
Of how our lives can be so many different things. I do love how you paired curious and vocal because that's so
Anyone that knows me knows that I am direct and vocal and I will tell you what I think.
Book tour. Are you going on tour?
Yes. The book tour kicks off on Monday night, which is actually the night before pub date with my friend Gabby Bernstein. We're doing a cool little talk at LVMH Library downtown, which will be really fun.
Wait, I didn't even know that was a place.
Oh my God, you need to come. It's the sickest view in New York City.
Okay.
I do the Today Show that morning with Savannah, which is really, really exciting. And then the next day is the big party, and then Chicago, and then I go to Los Angeles, and then I go to Orange County, then I go to Dallas, Miami, and Palm Beach.
It was a big tour.
It's a big tour. And then I come back. I have to be back here by the 3rd because I'm presenting Accessory Designer of the Year at the CFD Awards, which is exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited about that. It's going to be really fun.
What are you going to wear? Gosh.
I'm wearing Tom Ford Gucci.
Nice.
Getting the clothes together for all of this is a full-time freaking job, man. Thank God I was a stylist before.
I can imagine. Where can people find all the tour details?
It's actually all on my Instagram. It's at Maiden, Maedyn, which is my new website that's launching.
What Maiden is.
What it means. I'm a May 1st birthday. I kept my maiden name when I got married, and it's for the den of all of the people out there that are in my community. But I also thought the word maiden had sort of a weak female connotation behind it, and I wanted to change the narrative of that, and I wanted it to feel stronger. Maiden is going to be a place for all of my short and long form food content that we're shooting in better quality. I'm going to do all my recipes on there. I'm going to have Jen with friends, which you need to come on. So I will do like little, with my fun friends. And it's also going to be all of my fashion and all of my beauty stuff and all of those things that I wanted to get it off of social media and get it off of Instagram. It's kind of like my Substack, but for me, I'm a visual person. It was really important for me to have a place for those food videos to live and just to kind of create my own little world. I'm pretty excited about that.
This is going to be like Jennifer Fisher lifestyle.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Maiden by Jennifer Fisher.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Will there be product extensions? Knowing you.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to start off right now. I really wanted it to feel like my Substack because I'm asked so many questions every day of even like, what tampons do you like?
I was wondering, not tampons, but beauty products.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you have the same approach to beauty as you do to
clean
all
beauty,
these foods.
you mean?
Yeah.
Nope. And I inject my face with Botox and I know. I'm totally, that does not make any sense, but that's who I am. I do use filler and Botox, and I do like clean beauty products, but they're not all completely clean. I like to use clean lip glosses because I feel like you're eating it. So it comes like Kosas and things like that I know if I'm eating it, it's like a clean gloss. But other than that, I'm injecting my face with Botox. It's so random.
Crossed my mind about all the lip gloss.
You're eating it.
I've probably eaten a lot of lip gloss.
Right. So it's
years.
like wax and stuff, where you can get a clean if you're going in your mouth. But yeah, I should get better about that. That's kind of my next step of where I should probably start paying a little more attention.
Jennifer Fisher salts. Where can we buy those?
Oh, on my website, jenniferfisher.com, where all my jewelry is and all of my salts are there.
Fun.
And Maiden is going to be all of my content and things like that outside of social media and Instagram.
Love the salts. Such a good gift.
Thank you. And it's good. It's $12.
We
We have a quad coming out for the holidays, which is fun, which is 4 salts instead of 3. Right now it's a trio.
All right. One question before we do a quick speed round. We've been doing a lot on mentorship.
Yes.
And we've had a whole series this year called Mentor Mentee. And I think mentorship is so important, especially going back to what we talked about, just how hard life is.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to mentor your younger self, what would you tell her?
To not care about what other people think. Because I spent a lot of time worrying about that in my younger years in business. Now I'm like a horse with blinders on. It's fair to say that I'm that way in business in terms of anything around me. I trying to focus on what I'm doing. So stay in your lane and don't care about what other people think. You think they care more than they do? People are very self-centered. They're really not looking.
You haven't
hard.
stayed in your lane.
No, meaning like stay in your lane
of
meaning like don't look at other people's lanes. It shouldn't matter what another designer is doing. It shouldn't matter what another person in cookbooks or salt is doing. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. It wastes a lot of time looking around.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, speed round. What beverage do you start your day with?
I take some alkalized greens by Sarah Raggi. I like those. So it's a little green powder. And then I have coffee with my almond milk. It's either milk or 3 Trees I like too. It's a good almond milk company too. It's thick. I also take this stuff called Superdin that you buy in France. It's like a French Baraka. It gives you a little bit of energy in your vitamin C. Those are my 3 beverages in the morning. Suprdyn, I believe.
Okay.
Superdin. French pharmacies.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Mm-hmm.
What's a favorite cookbook of yours?
I love all of Ina Garten's cookbooks because that was the first ones that I started with. But, Martha Stewart entertaining is something for me that has always been sort of a Bible, which is why it's so important that Martha gave me a quote and a blurb for my cookbook. She's been very supportive to me, which is really actually amazing. I feel like their recipes are not super complicated. Martha's baking is more complicated, and I'm not a baker, so I stay away from that. But some of those entertaining recipes are pretty straightforward and like classic.
Mm-hmm. I do feel that way about Ina and Martha's early recipes.
Yes.
I mean,
the early ones.
Really Ina's whole cookbook catalog. You could teach yourself how to cook through Ina's book.
I agree, and I did. That's why it was important for me to use Quentin Bacon as my photographer, because that's her photographer.
That's a nice little connection.
Yeah.
What's your most used kitchen tool or implement?
Well, obviously my knives or my mandolin. I like a shredded vegetable.
What's your favorite food smell?
Meat.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I love the scent of like if I have something in the slow cooker and I come home like a brisket or a short rib, I love that smell.
Okay. What are you streaming right now?
I just finished Charlie Sheen. I loved it. It was so good.
Somebody recommended that.
It was so good. Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm praying for the chef show to come back with Jon Favreau and Roy Choi. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I loved that show. It was on Netflix. I loved it so much. I wanted to come back so badly.
Okay.
They're a great duo.
I'm sure they are. I have so many things I have to keep up to date on with all the ladies in food. So
Right.
I tend not to watch the guys that much, but I'll put that on my list. Favorite food film?
I don't think there's a food film, but I do love watching The Bear.
What's on your travel bucket list?
Morocco, I still haven't gone yet, and my son is going abroad, and I think we're going to probably go to Morocco in February.
I went to Marrakesh with our mutual friend Kiani 100 years ago.
Oh, I need all of your information from it because
I'm sure it's changed a little.
And then my daughter threw a wrench in the plan last night in our family text. She was like, what about Copenhagen? I was like, oh.
I've never been.
I haven't either, and I want to go ride bikes.
If you had to be trapped on a desert island with one food celebrity, who would it be and why?
I think I said this to you last time. Guy Fieri.
Tell us why.
I just love him. I love that he's the underdog that made it. I love that he sort of like started and like people are, and look at him now and his private plane and his restaurants and his all I want to do, it's not even a desert island. Like all I want to do. So I'm friends with Mark Murphy. You know Mark Murphy? Mm-hmm. So I was like, Mark, can you please somehow get me to Guy's house so I can go cook in that outdoor kitchen?
Talk about this.
That outdoor kitchen to me is literally utopia. All I want to do, someone please send this to Guy Fieri. All I want to do is go to his house and cook in his outdoor. He has every single like device and everything outside. It's the coolest thing. And I love when I get to watch him and all of his friends do it. Like, I'm just jealous. But I feel like it's a bunch of dudes. They should let some girls out there. Hi, you need to have me in there. Thanks, Guy.
Right, you did talk about this last time, and I guess we don't have that many people connected to Guy Fieri who listen to the show. But folks, let's try to make this happen for Jennifer,
yeah,
okay?
Please do.
All right. Jennifer,
Thanks.
Trust Your Gut out tomorrow.
I can't believe it.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm very proud of you, and I love seeing what you do. So
thank you. And thanks for having me here.
That's it for today's show. Thank you to Jennifer Fisher for stopping by and encouraging us to trust our guts. Pick up a copy of her debut cookbook at your favorite local bookstore. Don't forget, early bird tickets are on sale now through December 31st. Don't delay. If you're a Bombe Squad member or paid Substack subscriber, check your inbox for a special discount. Our theme song is by the band Tra La La. Special thanks to City Vox Studios in New York City. Our producers are Catherine Baker and Jenna Sadu. Our executive assistant is Bridget Pittman. And our head of partnerships is Rachel Close. Thanks for listening, everybody. You're the bomb.